step and then added it to his own game. Now he's taking that to another level, and he's the one giving out the lesson. But you're right, got great strength, but the footwork is really outstanding.
Now Irving. After the missed three from KD. 5 on the clock. His three-pointers off the mark. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Durant deciding where to go with it. Pass to Irving. Over Durant. Here's Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Well, you know, a big part of offensive rebounding is really relentless effort and high energy, and Jordan knows all about that.
Here's Harden. Can't get it to fall. Here's Irving. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the players, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area. Tremendous speed on the drive. Harden is consistent in attacking the basket.
KD on the wing. And that time, also a missed shot. Pass to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
And he gets the bucket.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Stolen by Durant. Pass to Griffin. Oh, here we go with Griffin. Nobody back there.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it. Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Well, the effort level they've had has been outstanding. Hard to keep a team down when they play with that much energy.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring. The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Timeout called the Nets.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back three, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot, and paired with his dribble drive, a two-move torture chamber.
Nets trail by 17. And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
Now Johnson. James Harden missing on the three. Fires for three. Johnson can't get it to go. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it. The fast break chance.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Irving with the steal. Oh, and here we go with Durant. Nobody back. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
No easy way to hold KD down. He's slick, he's slippery, he's smooth with the ball. That's why he draws fouls.
That's good from Durant. Johnson for three. The shot that time not on target. What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for Brooklyn. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Brooklyn?
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
Here's Claxton. Brooklyn shooting their first free throws of this.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And the second free throw, good. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in two different settings.
Yeah, I mean, two very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
And
going
Seattle,
to Vancouver.
right? Let's get back in
and
both
Seattle.
those cities.
Exactly. Trains the three-pointer.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build
welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Here in Brooklyn, we have an interconference matchup with the Nets looking to create some cheers for their home crowd. Jackson misses. One-on-one here. Harden, no good. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back three, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a two-move torture chamber.
That one drops for him.
I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
No, it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight.
And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
Well, that's a healthy make there after missing their first 4 shots. 1 of 5, not what they wanted, but they're on the board.
To the middle. Now here's Jordan. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Now Jackson. From deep. Morris trying to free himself up. Jackson misses. And it's Harden slamming it down.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
The drive by Jackson. Great D that time from Durant.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Here's Harden. Again, the Nets for 2. For the Clippers, it's been a slow start here. It's a 5-point game. Morris trying to free himself up. And it's George finishing it off.
Sweet finish from Paul George there. I like to see him get up to the rim like that.
And the jam by Harden.
Well, and he breaks out the tomahawk. No soft finish there. Pure power.
We could feel that one all the way over here.
You know, the early years when Paul George came into the league with the Pacers, you wondered how his frame would fill out. It's filled out nicely.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw this game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard. He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
And KD throws it down.
And Kyrie doing a good job of just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace and tempo to each possession offensively.
Pass to Zubac. Here's George. And he gets it to go. That's 7 points for Paul George.
Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Pass to man. It's stolen by Harris. Harden right side. Jordan with it. DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Outside for George. And he banks in the layup. George has got 9 points.
Now that basket must be widening out right now, and he's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
And a deep three from Irving. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. The shot by George, no good. And now Irving pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Kyrie, such a blur in the open court, leaks out so quickly and then gets to the right spot in transition.
And so it's Brooklyn. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And we'll be back with you shortly. Glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And you don't see that. Oh, yes, sir. DeAndre Jordan dominates this game on both ends around the glass.
Los Angeles calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, good evening. The Clippers were picked by many to win the title last year. Now, they didn't get it done, but Kawhi Leonard is not concerned. He said, "We've just got to keep getting better, keep fighting. It's about the right team peaking at the right time." Guys are hoping this season their talent and their fight will win out. Back to you.
We will see. Good stuff, D.A. Thanks. Pass to Irving. Out to KD. And he's good on the 3-ball. Durant's got the lead up to 14 now for the Nets. Look, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said is you can coach a lot of different ways. You can win a lot of different ways. But you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
Stolen away. Pass to Ibaka. Now Jackson. Leonard inside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
Here's Batum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
It's Harden with the drive. And a wide open look for Irving. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Pass to Man. Leonard on the wing. Here's Man. Just 4 to shoot. Leonard, no luck.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Irving from long range. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
So both teams changing it up here. Here's George. No good on that one. Great D that time from Irving. Nets leading by 20. Leonard with the steal. Lob pass to George. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Great timing there. Paul George rising up, collecting the ball, and throwing it down.
Outside Durant. Here's the three. That shot no good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Here's George. At the elbow, Batum. Outside Jackson. A shot by George, wide open. And it's George again missing. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. They get the rebound. The kick out to Irving. Here's Griffin. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And nice to see the strong inside game they're playing this quarter.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Another shot. Harris outside. That's in, coming off the assist from Katie.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
From deep three-point range. Outside for George. Cans it from downtown. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
A lot of points coming from Paul George from the three-point line over the past couple seasons. The D has to play out on him, and that creates the space.
Out to Harris. Latrey. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. It's the Nets opening up a huge gap. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
It's a solid blueprint. And And so it's Harden bringing it up for Brooklyn. In the corner, Irving with it. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Irving's got 17 now.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
George, that's a two-pointer. That one's good from the corner.
Orchestrating right now, Rondo should be playing with a baton.
Paul George with the steal. Beyond the arc. Buries it from three-point range. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
He's been terrific tonight, and with a little help from the other guys on the floor, they might be able to turn this game around.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, "I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it." Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report. Rondo drives in. Pass to George. Shoots the three. They grab their own miss. On the wing, George. Kennard for three. Rebound, Brooklyn.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And KD throws it down.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Irving, the open look. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Irving's got 19 points.
Yeah, I feel like he uses the dribble to set up his rhythm for the mid-range shots like that one. Kyrie knocks another in.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
When you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor, I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George. This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Not enough on that one as it misses. It's the Nets now. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. And that one is good. Harden's got 11 points.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Again, when you go from second to fourth gear, Paul George puts a lot of pressure on the defense that way.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. Los Angeles making a switch here. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. On the wing, Johnson.
Yeah, my expectations were that he was not going to miss that one. He handles that kind of defense, especially on the inside.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Jackson misses.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Pass to man. For three. The rebound by Johnson. Unloads. Rebound by the Clippers.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Maybe they can find a way to establish some rhythm in the next few possessions with the extra pass.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Brooklyn ahead. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And here's Jackson. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by Johnson.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Down low. Jordan. That one falls, coming off Johnson's feet.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
To the inside. Pass to Beverly. Lets it go with a 3. Connects from 3-point range. Beverly's got his first 3 points of the game.
Able to stretch the floor with that 3-point shot. Beverly looking to capitalize from the perimeter as often as possible.
Johnson with the defensive effort.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Both teams deciding to change it up. "60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his first foul. Johnson with it. Inside. Trying to find Green. He's got it now. Count the basket.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
It's stolen by Harris. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. From about 16. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in 2 different settings.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
and
going
Seattle,
to Vancouver.
right? Let's get back in both
Seattle.
those cities.
Exactly. And here are the Nets. They've played a great 4th quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points.
Yeah, Cousins determined to finish that time any which way he could, sprinting up the court whenever he's got a chance.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's foul number 2 for him. Pass to Luwawu. Fires from deep. Gets a hand on it. And Green is right there.
Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
They get it back. Rondo with the ball. Patterson with it. He's guarded by Johnson. Shot clock at 5. Rondo. It's good from long range. Rondo's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Wasted no time on that one.
Feels like he's taking nothing but shots he knows he's going to knock down. Kyrie playing sharp here.
.131 left in the 4th quarter. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And the Clippers making a change here. And here are the Clippers now.
Yeah,
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Brooklyn.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Kyrie Irving.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Got a piece of it, and it's in there.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
Here's Harden. That's good, and it's KD with the assist.
Well, KD, an awesome job there, just sharing the rock with his teammates.
And the Clippers miss again. On its way from Irving for two. Again, the Nets for two.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Clippers come into town for this one. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Bucket is good. Drummond's got the opening basket of the game for the Lakers. Two terrific defenses tonight, Greg. They do it in a variety of ways. It's been hard for either team to score.
You know, strong on ball, in help, in transition, and both coaches doing such a great job of making the adjustments. And listen, the reality is defense still can be a factor in determining who wins and who loses.
And we're seeing it right before our eyes. Pass to Drummond. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. And stolen by LeBron. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And it's Drummond missing. Here's the Clippers. Outside Jackson. From deep three-point range. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. James outside. Davis inside. Back to Drummond. Pass to Schroeder. 6 to shoot. And Drummond is right there.
Pursues the offensive glass with purpose. Drummond knows who he is, and boy, does he attack it. And at last season's trade deadline, Andre Drummond traded away basically for a second-round pick. A shockingly low return for a guy who was once considered a franchise player.
Pass to Leonard. And there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Davis.
Kind of fun when you see his personality come out in his game like that.
From deep, James. Here's Drummond. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And you know what? He doesn't mind getting his hands dirty when it comes to really fighting on the backboard.
Not only fighting on the boards, he's converting, and not just on the putback. It's been a great start for him.
And Greg, why is it that the Pistons got so little in exchange for Drummond?
Well, I think he was an impending free agent. I think Detroit looking to rebuild. Also, it says something about the center position in today's game.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Here's the 3. They get it back. It's stolen by Davis. And even 3-on-3 break. Drummond is doubled. And it's sent back by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
A 3 from Leonard. And again, no good by the Clippers. A second chance effort. And that one's good. Schroeder.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
substitution here for the Clippers. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Kennard for three. That shot off the mark. And it's the Lakers the other way. Here's Davis. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Pass to Ibaka. To the paint. It's stolen by Davis. Lakers passing it around. And he gets it to go.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Mann. Pass to Ibaka. No good again that time. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Matthews. On the top of the key. Here's Harrell. Defended by Ibaka. Back to Davis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Intelligent play there by Davis. He knows he has the defense on their heels as soon as he gets the ball that close to the rim.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?